The counsels of King Intef, mild in a case deserving, but punish them in every word. It is the first principle of kingship. Is. If thou findest like a god, whose neighbors are evil, whom the city, whose dependents are many, whose enters in, and he is pleasant in the sight of his serfs, a man who talks much is a mischief maker, suppress him, slay him, wipe out his name, destroy his kinsfolk, suppress his memory, and his dependents who love him. The turbulent man is confusion to a city. He creates two factions among the young generation. If then thou findest one who belongs to a city, and his doings are passed beyond thee, 19 cite him before the nobles, and suppress him. He is a rebel moreover. A man who talks much is a mischief maker for a city. Bend the multitude, suppress its ardor. There is none who, rebellion with the poor man. He is made to rebel. Make thyself innocent before God. Let the people say, in spite of thee, that thou punishest in accordance with thy, a good disposition is a man's heaven, the blaspheming of the passionate man is baneful. Be skillful in speech in order that thou mayst prevail. The tongue is and a sword to a king. Speech is more powerful than any fighting. None can circumvent him who is clever. A wise king is a school to the nobles, they do not thwart him who knows the measure of his knowledge. No falsehood draws nigh to him. Truth comes to him in pure essence like the sayings of the ancestors. Copy thy fathers who have gone before thee, is achieved by knowledge. Behold, their words are recorded in writing. Open and read and copy him who knows. Thus, he who is skilled becomes one who is instructed. Be not evil, good is willingness of heart. Make a lasting monument for thyself in the love of thee. Multiply, show kindness to the city. God will praise thee for a guard, will give thee praises for thy goodness, will wish for thy health henceforward. Show consideration to the nobles and prosper thy people. Make firm thy boundaries and thy borders. Good it is to work for the future. Respect a life of energy, for self-content will make a wretched man. Let men, through thy good disposition. Weak it is to bind to oneself the land, a fool is he who is greedy when others possess. Life upon earth passes, it is not long. Fortunate is he who is remembered in it. The possession of 1,000,000 men availeth not the Lord of the two lands. The good man shall be living for ever. He who has passed with Osiris departs, even as he who was pleasant to himself is dissolved. Magnify thy nobles, that they may do thy ordinances. He who is wealthy in his house does not deal partially, he is rich and does not want. The poor man does not speak according to his truth. He who says I desire is not fair. He is partial to him whom he loves, he inclines toward the possessor of rewards. Great is the great one, when his great ones are great. Strong is the king who possesses courtiers. Exalted is he who is wealthy in nobles. Speak thou truth in thy house, that the nobles who are upon earth may fear thee. Uprightness of heart beseems the sovereign. The inside of a house inspires the outside with fear. Do justice, that thou mayst endure upon earth. Calm the one doubtless a proverb. The preceding sentence appears to mean, literally, it is appropriate to a sovereign upright of heart. Weeper. Oppress not the widow. Expel no man from the possessions of his father. Degrade not magistrates from their posts. Take heed lest thou punish wrongfully. Slaughter not, for it doth not profit thee. 22 But punish with beatings and imprisonment. 23 For thus shall this land prosper. Excepting only the rebel who has devised his plans, for God knoweth the froward, and God requiteth his sins in blood. It is the lenient man who, lifetime, yet slay not a man. When thou knowest his good qualities, with whom thou once didst rehearse thy letters, 24 And recite, God. Advance boldly in difficult places. The soul comes to the place that it knoweth, it mistaketh not its paths of yesterday. No magic can restrain it, but it hastens toward them who give it water. As for the magistrates who judge sinners, mark thee that they will not be lenient on that day of judging miserable men, in the hour of performing their function. Woe is him who is accused as one conscious of sin. Put not thy faith in length of years, for they regard a lifetime as but an hour. A man remains over after reaching the haven of death. His deeds are laid beside him for all treasure. Eternal is the existence yonder. A fool is he who has made light of it. But he who has reached it without wrongdoing shall continue yonder like a god, stepping forward boldly like the lords of eternity. Raise up thy young troops, that the residents may love thee. Multiply thy dependents as henchmen. Behold, thy city is full of fresh recruits. 20 years it is that the young generation is happy in following its heart. Afterward, henchmen come forth again, the head of a family 23 enters in with children. Thus doth antiquity fight for us, whence I raised troops when I arose as king. Exalt thy great ones, advance thy warriors. Increase the young generation of thy followers, that they may be equipped with possessions, endowed with fields, rewarded with cattle. Distinguish not between the son of a noble and him of lowly birth. Take to thyself a man because of his capacity. All crafts are done according to the Lord of valor. Protect thy boundary, and raise up thy monuments. Profitable are gangs of workmen to their Lord. Make beautiful monuments for the God that causeth to live the name of him who doeth it. A man does what is profitable unto his soul, even the monthly service of priest, and wearing the white sandals. Frequent the shrine. Be discreet concerning the mysteries, enter into the sanctuary. Eat bread in the temple. Replenish the table of offerings, increase the loaves. Add to the daily sacrifices, for it is profitable to him who does so. Make firm thy monuments according as thou art rich. For a single day giveth for eternity, an hour makes beautiful for futurity. God knoweth him who worketh for him. Bring thy statues from a distant land, nor let them reckon the total thereof. For miserable is he that is free from enmity. Never is the enemy still. 28 In the midst of Egypt, troops shall subdue troops, as runs the prophecy of the ancestors concerning it. Egypt fights in the necropolis. Injure not the tombs with deeds of injury, for even so I did, and even so it did occur, even as should be done to one who has transgressed in this way with the God. Deal not evilly with the southern land, for thou knowest the prophecy of their residents concerning it. That shall happen even as this did happen. They did not transgress, according as they said. I speak of Thinis, its southern boundary at Taut. I captured it like a flood of water. King Mer, there deceased, did not do it. Be lenient concerning it. There is no, which causes itself to lie hid. It is good to work for the future. Thou 28 standest well with the south, the bearers of loads come to thee with gifts. I did the same as the ancestors. There was none who had corn that he should give it. Be indulgent for their weaknesses toward thee. Be satisfied with thy bread and thy beer. 29 The red granite comes to thee without expeditions. Harm not the monument of another, but quarry stone in row. 30 Build not thy tomb out of that which has been overturned, making what once was made into what is yet to make. Behold, the king is one full of joy of heart. Thou art indolent and sleepest through my strength, thou followest thy heart through what I have done. There is no enemy within thy border. When any ruler arose in a city, his heart was oppressed by reason of the northland, from Hatshenu to Specher, its southern boundary to Koi. 31 I pacified the entire west, as far as the stretches of the Fayum. It works for itself, and it yields. The east has one rich in foreigners, their produce, islands in the midst, every man within it. The estates say, greatly revered art thou concerning me. 32 Behold, the land which they destroyed is made into districts. Every great city, the principality of one is in the hand of 10 men. The magistrate, with all manner of tax which exists. The priest is entrusted with fields. They work for thee like a single gang of laborers. How comes it that rebels are not made? Because Nile does not fail thee by not coming, produces in thy hand from the northland. Behold, I drove in my mooring post in the region which I made on the east, from the boundaries of Hebenu to the Horus way, equipped with cities, filled with people of the best of the entire land, so as to repel their attacks. Let me see a brave man who shall copy it, and add to what I have done, from a cowardly air. 33. Speak thus, moreover, to the barbarian. Behold there. Wretched Amu, toilsome is the land wherein he is. A land troubled with water, made difficult by many trees, its ways made toilsome by reason of the mountains. He dwells not in a single place, but his legs are ever driven wandering. He is fighting ever since the time of horns. He conquers not, nor yet is he conquered. He announces not a day in fighting, like one who undertakes the suppression of conspirators. Whilst I existed, these barbarians were as a battle axe in a fortress. I caused the northland to smite them, I carried captive their inhabitants, I plundered their cattle. An abomination is the Amu unto Egypt. Do not trouble thyself concerning him. He is an Amu, he, on his coast. He plunders a lonely settlement, but he will not attack a populous city. Dig 34 a dike against half of it, and flood half of it, even Kamwe. Behold, it is the navel string of the desert people, its walls and its warriors are many, and subjects are in it able to, the pure of the region of Dadesut. It counts 10,000 men as citizens, free and without imposts. There are magistrates in it since the time of the residents. Established are its boundaries, strong its garrison, northerners many. Inundate them. The northland gives produce in corn in freedom. It is too, of him who does it. Behold, it is the handle of the northland. They have made a dike against Heraclepolis. Suitable is a populous city. Beware lest thou be surrounded by subjects of an enemy, for prisoners old a year. When thy boundary is troubled toward the south, it is the barbarians who take the girdle. 35 Build castles in the northland. A man's name is surely not small through that which he doeth. A well-provided town is not harmed. Build castles. For the enemy loves him who is destructive, whose deed is evil. King Akthoi the deceased foretold in giving instruction, he who is quiet shall be made violent. God thwarts the rebel, home. There comes one who shall do it. He wise in what he has decreed, on the day of his coming. Enrich the tables of offerings. Revere the God, and say not he is weak. Let not thine arms be slack, but work joyfully. Satiety is the violation of heaven. Death is a monument in the opinion of an enemy. He does not diminish it though desire that what he hath done may be embellished by one who comes after him. There is none without an enemy. Full of knowledge is the ruler of the two lands. Not ignorant is the king who possesses nobles. He is wise at his going forth from the womb, the gold exalted him from among 1,000,000 men. 37. A goodly office is that of king, it has no son, nor has it a brother who is made to endure upon its monuments. One brings honor to another. A man works for him who went before him, through the desire that what he has done may be embellished by him who comes after him. Behold, a calamity happened in my time, the regions of Thinis were violated. It happened in sooth through that which I had done. I knew it after it was done. Behold, my recompense followed from what I had done. Nay, but weak is he, and no good man, who restores what he has destroyed, and demolishes what he has built, and improves what he has made beautiful. 38 Take heed concerning it. A blow is rewarded with the like thereof, that is the consequence of all that is done. A generation of men passes, and God, who discerneth characters, hath hidden himself. Yet there is none can oppose the possessor of a hand, he is one who thwarts even what is seen by the eyes. 39 Reverence must be shown to God upon his path. Men work in precious stones, and carve out of bronze. The mud flat is replaced by a flood. There is no river that suffers itself to be concealed. 40 But it looses there, dam by which it lay hid. Even so also the soul cometh to the place that it knoweth. Make stately thy castle in the west, adorn thy place in the necropolis, even as one who is just, as one who doeth right. This is that whereon men's hearts repose. More acceptable is the nature of one just of heart than the ox of him who doeth iniquity. Work unto God, that he may work for thee the like, with offerings to replenish the offering tables, and with carved inscription it is what pointeth out thy name. God is cognizant of the man who worketh for him. Command thou men, the flocks of God. He made heaven and earth at their desire. He checked the greed of the waters, and made the air to give life to their nostrils. They are his own images proceeding from his flesh. He arises in heaven at their desire. He made for them grass and cattle, fowl and fish to nourish them. He slew his enemies and destroyed his own children because of their plots in making rebellion. He maketh the dawn at their desire. He sails by in order to see them. He has raised a shrine behind them. When they weep, he heareth. He made for them rulers in the egg, a supporter to support the back of the weak. He made for them magic as weapons to ward off evil events, dreams also by night and day. How hath he slain the froward of heart? Even as a man smiteth his son for his brother's sake? For God knows every name. Do not do anything which my mouth, when it gives any laws concerning the king. Direct thy face straight forward and, as a man. Oh that thou mayst reach me, without finding thy accuser. Slay not any that is near unto thee, the God who knows him commends him to thee. He who is happy upon earth is one of them, gods are they who serve the king. Instill the love of thyself in all the land. A good character is for a remembrance. It was said concerning thee, perished is the time of the weak by those at the hack in the house of Acthoi, in foretelling its coming today. Behold, I have spoken to thee the best of my inner thoughts, set them steadfastly before thy face.